Pretty
smart. And today we're with.
Hi, I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm Akila. So today our topic is on online learning. Does it improve or weaken your interpersonal communication skills? So some info for our viewers out there. So we're actually part of the SPM Pro Max generation. So we experienced firsthand online classes during the pandemic.
So speaking of SPM, do you remember our classmate Azim?
Azim? Oh,
yeah.
Azim. Okay, yeah. It has been ages since I last saw him.
So he's kind of person that never turned on his camera, right? If you remember.
Yeah, okay. He usually got caught out with our teachers because he is more comfortable communicating in chat box. Okay, so I think he would be the right person to share his thoughts and opinions on whether it improves or weakens his interpersonal communication skills. So maybe let's call Azim, right?
Yeah, he's perfect for today's topic.
Okay, so let's call Azim, please.
Azim, turn on your camera.
Oh, okay, sorry. Force of habit. Hey guys!
Yeah, okay, hi Azim. Thank you for coming to our podcast. So welcome to our show. Now let the audience know what's your opinion on online learning. Does it improve or weakens your communication skills?
I believe online learning gives students more control over how they learn. Recorded classes, pause, rewind, all that allows students to understand at their own pace. To quote a study made in 2024, this modality is particularly valuable for students who face limitations in attending face-to-face classes, whether due to remote geographic locations, demanding work schedules, or personal responsibilities that require more autonomous time management.
Okay, I do agree that helps academically, but communication is wise and it can create a really bad habit. Because why? Students can become too comfortable typing instead of talking. You know that we communicate using emojis, in WhatsApp stickers and everything, and the fact that we understand that. So as the study goes, and spending too much time learning online can make students less confident even when talking face to face. And I think it's because they don't get much practice to sharpen their skills. And so I do think we did communicate, but not verbally, right?
That's a fair point, but I don't see typing as a weakness. Some students actually express themselves better in writing, I'd say.
I personally agree with Nick here. Even I caught myself preferring to, I would call myself typing long paragraph instead of just voice, or maybe like call the person to share what I think and what my opinions are on the matter. It made me realize how easy it is to get comfortable behind screens,
But don't you think online learning reduces communication barriers, especially for shy or anxious students? When you look at this study made in 2024, it tells us that online education gives students time and space to fully focus on the discussion and provides valuable information while also playing a supportive role in increasing students' self-confidence and morale.
I think what Azim said is correct too, but it does affect the non-verbal communication. Because online classes, we barely use eye contact, body language, and even the proper tone during the class is different. And there's a study that I read, and it says that in online classes, students says it was harder to follow the teacher and blend in because they couldn't see the gestures, the facial expressions, or even eye contact. And non-verbal communication do help people stay engaged and understand the message more. So not having it make learning harder, and it doesn't affect really well. So when we return to the campus, we haven't seen people in a while, so there's a gap and awkward.
Yeah. Okay, I have to agree again with Nick here. Even I felt that shift. It's awkward, to be back in real life interaction. I tend to avoid eye contact coming back, after COVID. So the fear of communicating, I've read an article. It says that it dropped around 36%. This is due to students prefer communicating online, so they are more confident speaking online rather than in person. That's why they are more comfortable. Okay. So, but when we return to face-to-face interactions, that sudden shift made many of us feel awkward, less confident, and maybe socially anxious.
Okay, sure, but you have to admit, online tools help students organize their thoughts better. If I may direct your attention to a study made in 2021, it shows that in the context of technology acceptance, perceived ease of use and usefulness are the factors that lead to the integration of technology in enhancing organizational performance. In other words, the integration of technology can help you enhance yourself in classes.
But that's exactly the problem. Real life doesn't give you any Grammarly or Quibble and everything. Just like a study by Bukhari, Zainal and Mustaza on 2025, face-to-face settings remain preferred for classes and group discussions. And of course, less than half of the students felt confident and engaged in online discussion. And this shows that digital communication can't fully replace real-life talking. So when students came back to physical class, it feels like very, just like I said, awkward and anxious, and they are afraid to speak up their minds.
So after looking at both sides, I think I lean more to Nick. Online learning does improve communication skills, but I agree if it's depending on the individual. So you have to turn on camera, you have to be interactive in class. Okay, so I believe that online learning has ultimately weakened students' interpersonal communication skills because students became more comfortable communicating online, which caused difficulty readjusting to face-to-face interactions. Okay, I read a study and on online intercultural communication. It found that shifting from traditional classroom settings remove the personal contact that helps students develop real interpersonal skills. For example, in group discussions, many students would hesitate to share or interact or even sharing an opinion. This is due to less exposure on non-verbal cues as well, as you said.
Yeah, so I think that's all for our today's episode. We do hope that this helped you understand how online learning affects the communication for our generation. Thank you for listening. Bye.